number 75, and I'm looking at f of x equals 3x plus 5, x minus 4, and here's my domains. So they're asking me to sketch this. This is a piecewise function. So I'll throw myself a graph here. All right, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully I can fit it on here. So this one here has a y-intercept of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It also has a slope of 3/1. And just because my graph's kind of small here, I'm going to actually do the slope -3/-1. It's the same thing. So 1, 2, 3/1. Okay. And so I'm just going to kind of dot that in for now, because I haven't worried about the domain stuff yet. And then my other one is -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the slope is 1/1, so that's up 1/1. So that's about right here. And then I'm going to dot that line in. Okay. So let me just look at their domains here. So my critical line that I need to know is that x equals 0. So it's basically this y-axis. And so this is when it's less than 0. X is less, so that's over here. It's not including the line, so this needs to change a little bit. This has to be an open circle, and then the line is basically like this. And then over here, we're a closed circle because it's or equal to, and we're greater than that. So there's a line right there. So it looks about like that. It'll look better on graph paper. Number 79. F of x equals x squared plus 6. We want to determine if it's odd, even, or neither. And so I'm going to plug in f of negative x. And remember, if the signs, I'm talking about the signs right here, don't change, then it's even. Okay, so that's even. 82. And so I'm going to do the same thing, just plug in f of negative x. So that's 2 to the negative x to the third minus x squared. Oops, sorry. It's also got a negative x in there. So this one is 2. This is going to be a negative x to the third. This is an odd power. And then this turns back positive. So if you look at this, the only one that changed was this first term. So since they both did not change signs, this is neither right here. This is neither odd nor even. For it to be odd, this positive negative and this positive negative sign would have to switch. Looking at number 93. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of list out what's going to happen. So I've got this shape here. And I've got to see basically how it responds. Okay, so this notation right here, f of negative x, all that's telling me to do is take these points and change the sign of the x values, or in other words, reflect it over the y-axis. So all of this is a reflection over the y-axis. So take a look at it. So for example, this is the point -4, -4. It would be the point +4, -4. And this would be the point -4, +2. Okay. Number 94 tells me to, when they put the negative outside, they reflect it over the x-axis, or take all the y values and change their signs. So this point would be -4, +4. This point would be -1, -2. Okay. This one here tells me to take the whole shape and shift everything down 2 spaces. So I would, like, for example, this is the 0.42, it would be the 0.40, and 96 tells me to shift everything to the right 1 space because it's inside, right? So this is the 0.42, it'd be the 0.43. I actually have to graph it, okay, getting the answer here. So I'll do one of these, like I'll do 93. So the points they give me, just to kind of give you an idea what's going on here, the points they give me are -4, -4, -1, 2, 4, 2, and 8, -4. Okay, those are what's given me in f of x. Well, f of negative x would be this. Okay, that's what would be there. So I'd graph those points. So it would look something like if it would be like right here, right here, right here, and it would kind of look like that. You know, this would be just kind of giving a quick sketch here. So I don't have any graph paper, but it would look something like that. Oh, sorry. I think I graphed f of negative x. It would look something like 4, -4. I reflected it over the wrong axis. 1, 2, -4, 2, -8. So it looked very similar to what it is. Okay, because if you look at it, basically this point would come over here, that point would go over there, that one would go over there, so the shape would pretty much look the same. Okay, so this would be f of negative x. Just switch the x values. Number 97. Okay. So now what we have to do is identify the parent function, describe the sequence of transformations, and sketch the graph of h by hand. Okay. So basically when we look at it, we're going to say, okay, so 97. So I'll kind of talk to this. So here's the function h of x equals 1 over x. Okay. So this takes, so the parent function is f of x if I use f over x, right? And so just kind of give a quick sketch. If that's my x-axis, that looks like this one, okay? So, but it just shifted me down 6 spaces. So if I draw my axis as I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? So if I draw a line right here, okay? So now it's the same shape, just shifted this line, which it was the x-axis is down 6 spaces. So it just looks like this. So I just shift it down 6 spaces. 99. Is h of x equals x minus 2 to the third plus 5. So the parent function for this one is h of x equals x to the third, and it looks something like this. Okay. So in this one, I'm going to move it 2 to the right and up 5 spaces. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to the right 2 and then up 5. Well, it's about right there. So now I take this shape and just do it through that point. That would be like going through 0, 0. h of x equals negative square root of x plus 6. So the parent function is f of x equals the square root of x. That's at the origin, and it goes like this. Okay. So this negative right here reflects me over the x-axis, and then this moves me up 6 spaces. So it's going to come flip over and then go up 6 spaces. So if I draw my axis right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to shift this up 6 spaces, and instead of going this way, it's going to get reflected down this way. (103). So this is an absolute value. Parent function would be the absolute value of x. And that would be a v at the origin. Okay, so this just shifts me up 9 spaces. Just a quick little sketch here. So I'll say I was up here if that was 0.909. All right, just shift me up 9 spaces. That's all that would do. (105).